Um, so, I've been meaning to actually just fucking put this anywhere, just upload it somewhere. So I do seminars and shit, right? That's not the important part of this, but it ties in with it. And I teach. And I like talking about fencing with people who apparently know about fencing. Actually, no, that's a complete fucking lie. I fucking hate talking to people about fencing when they apparently know about fencing. That was a fucking lie. No, the truth is, I like talking about fencing to people who know about fencing. When people pretend or LARP that they do, I get a bit like... and it just saps away at my soul. But there's like a hiccup or an interaction. And my best friend David sent me this funny video that was in my recommended that I ignored because I thought it was a guy selling something. And it was about the 6 levels of thinking, and only geniuses think at level 6. It was based on a book from like 1958 that I can't remember the author on. So it's just like a rehash of a rehash, and here's your next rehash. And one of the breaks of the levels was people recognizing things that they already know instead of taking in new thoughts. And that was neat to me because one of my best friends, Woody Craig, and I, we've been talking about... I have this issue because I try and discuss things and talk about things in as plain language as possible so that I can get the fucking point across. My goal isn't to trick you into asking questions. My goal isn't to trick you into, fuck, you must know what you're talking about because I don't know 80% of what you said, but you said it with gusto, so that means you're on to something. No, I want you to fucking know what the fuck I just said. So I'll use language and ideas from various fencing texts and very fluidly on the hope that you recognize and understand what the fuck I'm saying. Truly understanding someone else only really occurs when you've had enough psychedelics, right? And most of these conversations, not everyone is blasted on a psychedelic, so good luck having the empathy to truly get it across on the first pass elegantly. This interaction of you tell someone something and they go, oh, that's just like this. That is the moment that all progress on what you've just told them has died. It's all downhill from there. Because they'll be like, oh, wait, that's like teaching someone to thrust through an interaction to create certain traits in the interaction and to promote certain subsequent follow-ups. I've taught that to people, especially in longsword. And then they go, oh, that's just a crump. And it just goes to hell. I've alluded to it in some other videos and some other thoughts of like, oh no, they're not public. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a... If I'm showing you something and you go, oh, that's just a crump, I need to start again. If I'm explaining something like, oh, that's just a zwir, I need to kill myself. If you're like, oh yeah, that's just coming to ox. Yes, it is just coming to ox. The way you come to ox and what you do there and how you utilize it is wrong. But... fuck. So what is this video about? Fucking... hold off. Suspend your ability to truly recognize and slot in neatly new ideas into ideas you already have. Hold back and truly try and learn the new information. Not, oh, well, that's just this that I already know. That is too easy. That is cheap. That is nasty. That is weak. It saves calories, it saves adaptation, and it saves progression. It saves you from having to adapt. It saves you from having to improve. It saves you from having to change. These are all not to your benefit. I had a beautiful interaction of like, oh, springing and doing ox to deal with von Tag, fucking Oberhell, or using Twir to beat ox, Twir to beat von Tag, and actually you step like it's a gerada. And I had a bunch of people just be fucking clowns about it because they were like, yeah, no, I already know that. And it doesn't work like that. Or it doesn't work. And it's like, I used that language so I knew you wouldn't get confused and maybe you'd go towards this new idea. Not... It's exhausting. It's so exhausting. Because it's like, yes, you don't get what I said. You just think you do. And I was being too polite. I was being too kind. I was trying to meet you 3/4 of the way instead of forcing you to meet me halfway. Maybe that's the trick. Maybe I just be a bit more fucking esoteric and a bit more not understandable so people don't make these connections. I don't know. I can't will myself to do that. I'm busy. And it gave me the shits because like, yes, that's because your idea of how a gerada works is wrong. So of course, if I say you just gerada... You treat springing like it's a gerada, you're going to be like, yeah, that doesn't work because your gerada sucks. So I've made the connection for them because my idea of what a gerada is deranged. And I'm just assuming like, I don't know, you've read the books, right? We're on the same page, right? No. It hurts me a lot. So, every time that you can discuss things, read things, talk about things, try and suspend connecting it to current thoughts or things that you've heard from people talking about it in modern day as often as possible until it is truly, blatantly obvious. Okay, you are just both saying the same thing. Because main thing I get bullied for by people around me is, Mosh, you're just saying the same thing everyone says, but now it's not cracked out and wrong. You're saying the HEMA baldy thing that's real that none of the HEMA baldies can fucking do. It's like, I fucking hate this game. So yeah, that's just a little rant. And just suspend connecting the dots so that you can create new ideas. Suspend being lazy. Suspend being so efficient, so blasé, so fast through it. Suspend the fear of being vulnerable in the unknown. Stop yourself from experiencing, I didn't know that. Or, that can become this. Or that. Allow yourself to be surprised. Allow yourself to get new information. Allow yourself to develop. Get out of your own way. What a hell of an ask. Fuck. Allow yourself to be better. There's a story about black swans. And I like this story. Black swans were like hen's teeth, like leprechauns, like unicorns. Swans were fucking white. And to say it was like finding hen's teeth or finding a unicorn or finding a black swan would be like, oh, well, it doesn't exist. Like, it's not gonna happen. The abhorrent shock and fear that people felt when black swans were found in Australia. Indisputably, we just have swans that are black. And that freaked out people because that saying was so ingrained in people. I nearly said Chris Holtzman. He did not write Never Split the Difference. Chris Voss, I think, wrote the book Never Split the Difference, Hostage Negotiations. It's about hostage negotiations, but like it's using tricks, traits, ideas from an FBI hostage negotiator in just all forms of negotiation. I deeply adore this book because it's fencing. It's Fabris. In particular, it feels like Fabris. It feels like Tybalt. It feels like a master of his craft of dealing with other humans in very elevated and elegant ways. And he talks about that story. And he talks about how important finding black swans are. And if you don't allow yourself to find black swans and just decree that swan is covered in soot, it is still a white swan, you never learn all the lessons that come from finding that. Be strong enough, be brave enough, be powerful and amazing and knowledgeable enough to learn. Or don't, like whatever, fuck man, I don't care.